Tell me about young people getting involved with technology and why should, like what would you give them if they were dealing with challenges and things like that?
I don't think you're ever too young. Like, that's why I think if you're 7 and you want to get it done, I will hope that whoever's around you, your supporting team will, give you what you need to get it done. I always feel like nothing is impossible. So that's me. I feel like nothing is impossible. There's a lot of things you can learn from the internet. I mean, Google. Like, if you don't know something, Google it. In the case that you come from somewhere where you can't find a mentor, Google it. Like, everything on the internet is not true, so that's first off. But there is a lot of helpful information. There's a lot of blogs out there. There's a lot of articles out there. Send emails. Like, you might get a response, but if you send 50, you might get one. But that one email might help you. If you get Donald Trump's email. You might not ever get a response, but you won't know until you do it. So, I say try. I'd rather fail when I'm young versus when I'm old. I think you have a better chance of bouncing back. I guess I'll say that. Because I feel like if you're 20, 21, 22, 23, if you fail now, you still have options. If you get into this and then 2 years down the line and you're 23, 24, you say, well, this just not going to work out. It's not what I want to do. You still have time to go to school. I mean, you can go to school at 50, but I'm just saying, you're younger, so you got time to go to school. Like, more than likely you don't have a family yet, so go for it. Like, nothing's impossible, so go for it. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want to do. If it's apps, if it's websites, if it's, I don't know, anything, start a newspaper, I say go for it. I am working on 2 new apps right now. Well, they're in the design phase. They're not in the coding phase. And both are photo. And they're both going to be for iPhone, iPad. Once I'm done with these 2, I do plan on developing my first Android app. Because right now I'm all iOS, which is iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch. But I'm going to switch to, I want to fall into the Android also development soon. I'll probably do more traveling. Mississippi will always be home, but probably get out of here for maybe for a little while and experience other places.
And when you tell people you're an app developer, what's the first response that you get?
I don't think people believe me. They don't. And I hate this because it actually irks me when people say Google me. But sometimes it takes somebody to actually Google me to actually believe that I do what I do. Because for one, people think I'm 17. Like, I don't look 23. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was out somewhere and this lady asked me why I wasn't in school. I guess she thought I was like skipping school for the day. So I look 17 first off. So people think I'm in high school. So they definitely don't think that I do this. Usually they have to look me up, which is kind of crazy because I'm like, you don't believe me? And they're like, no, what's your name? And they'll actually pull out their phone and they'll look it up. Or I'll tell somebody about an app, like one of my apps, and they'll say, you didn't develop that. I'm like, yes, I did. I was like, no, you didn't. And once again, they have to pull out their phone and they'll actually look it up to see if I'm actually the person that owns that app. So it's funny, it's crazy, I get a laugh out of it.
And what's next for the app world? Do you put on your visionary hat sometimes and think about the market?
Oh my gosh, I think this is gonna be a very booming business. I would say for at least the next 5 to 10 years, because I say before it maybe starts on the decline, we'll probably be at 2 million apps. Like right now we're at 700,000. I would say before we get to the decline, we're going to be like 2 million apps. Because some people don't do well. Some people get 2 downloads a day. I mean, 700,000 apps. That's a lot of apps. And the average person has like roughly 50 to 100 apps on their phone. So that's a lot of apps to choose from. But at the same time, this industry can be very profitable. Very, very profitable. Not for everybody, but it can be. But I think it's going to continuously increase, at least for a while. I think we got a good another 10 years before maybe the whole app thing declines.
And what will you do when that happens?
On to the next thing. Like I seriously have probably about 200 ideas of different things. My problem, which I had to learn, was I can't do everything at once. And I know at one point that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to do apps here, websites here. I wanted to get into like media and entertainment here, and then eventually I like step back, and I was like, no, you can't do everything at once. So once this, takes off or dies down, then it's just on to the next thing. It's already there. It's just putting it into play.